everyone. This is your boy, Richard Carthon, your host of the Cryptocurrent podcast. And of course, we have our CEO here, Stephen Miller, and the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Blockchain Wayne. We are at the Miami Crypto Experience, the first of many more to come. Wayne is a magician. Him and his crew were able to put this together in under 90 days, and that has been a sensational time. Wayne, I know you have been working hard at this, putting all of this together. First of all, great job. And second of all, tell us how you're feeling, man. Tell you how do you feel about everything?
Oh, I'm feeling relieved right now. It's been a lot of pressure, a lot of stress just to make this happen. So many factors that were going into this. We were looking at, just was this event even going to be able to happen? Can we make it happen? Are people willing to come out? There hasn't been a cryptocurrency event, big in-person event in over 14 months. So it was one of those things where we just wanted to create something. And when our team assembled and we formed this company 90 days ago or less, my input was I've been to a lot of crypto conferences and conferences in general. And a lot of times when there's someone on stage speaking that you're not interested in, people just tend to get up and leave. So we wanted to curate an experience to where they can choose what they want to listen to. We had keynote speakers like the normal thing, but then we also had breakout workshops where people can choose what topic they want to go hear about at any given time. Right now, there's 6 different workshops going on. We're in the last day of the event, but at this moment, there's 6 different workshops going on. People can choose what they want to see. And then we incorporated crypto, culture, community, because it's more than just, hey, come learn about crypto. It's about meeting the community, infusing the culture, because there's a lot of talented people in the cryptocurrency space, people that are developing within the cryptocurrency space and people that have other talents. So, we had an art night, an NFT art gala, where people can showcase digital art and physical art, in some cases paired together, that are going for auction, including the 2021 Porsche 911, that rumor is going to go for over $2 million.
Insane.
Crazy. Custom painted by world famous car artist, Rich B. Caliente, and personally signed on the back of the car by Rick Ross. So, that just, you may say, what does that have to do with crypto? Well, it's tied to a non-fungible token, which is a digital identity that allows you to, to really give ownership of art and make it digital to where it's unique. It's only one person can own it. So it gives it that value. The car itself being painted adds value. It's so unique, tied to the non-fungible token gives it value. Funny thing was, my first interview with Richard, we talked about non-fungible tokens, NFTs.
We did.
That was in 2018. Nobody gave a crap about it then, but now it's hot. So artists have showcased their work. Musicians are able to operate within the crypto space. So we've had, just incorporating all of that and fun into the event to where now there's a buzz and people are talking about it. People that missed it are wishing they would have been here. So we just decided we have to do this again. But it was just around an idea and a vision that not only can we do something, but let's not just be another conference. When people leave here, that it's going to be hard to call it a conference because it's more, which is why when we were talking, I came up with the name Experience. We need to make it a Miami Crypto Experience. We're in Miami, Bitcoin City, Crypto City, whatever you want to call it. Miami is very crypto friendly, including the mayor and his whole staff. They're looking to accept Bitcoin, pay people in Bitcoin, and just really embrace crypto technology. And a lot of companies are moving here. So it was the perfect opportunity to make this thing happen.
So Wayne, you may have just answered it for us, but you took us through MCX present. I want to go back to when you guys were starting this and give them a little bit behind the scenes look at the planning of this event. Granted, yes, it was a freaking whirlwind, as I've heard, but I want to understand, because again, you're from Louisiana. Why Miami? What brought everybody out here? Was it just the culture? Was it the fact that it's vibrant with Bitcoin? It's vibrant with all these different, ecosystems that are all coming up through here? Or was there something else to it?
Yeah, it was a perfect storm, actually. It's that and more. So Miami is very crypto friendly. Check mark. The state of Florida is very lax on the COVID restrictions right now. Not saying they don't have them, because we had restrictions we had to follow for this event from a headcount standpoint, but you can still make events happen. And so that was another check mark, because we can make this thing happen. We can do it safely. The world's been closed down for 14 months. It's time to open back up. So that was another thing. And then also the connection to a few of our business partners live in Miami. One of them being Sergio. Sergio has a company called Game Time Management. They do UFC fights in the same venue. So he had a relationship with the venue. And so Sergio, everybody brought something different to the table in our 6-person partnership. Sergio has the fight event management company. Bruno and myself are crypto people. He's a miner, has a huge mining warehouse up in the Northeast. We met 4 years ago on a podcast as well. And so
Power Podcast.
I know, hey, that's where it's at. So, and we met, so we're the crypto people. And then we've got Erica, who was interviewed also by Cryptocurrent. Erica's connections and knowledge around Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are huge. So, we brought her in as a partner. And then Demi, whose background is in the music industry, has worked with Pitbull and works with a lot of Pitbull's artists now, just in that music side to help infuse some of that culture. And then we've got Bean, who is our other partner, who is just, Bean's like the jack of all trades. He knows everybody in the city, really a connection to make things happen. We couldn't, if one piece of that puzzle would have been missing, I don't know this event would have happened. That's how crazy it is. I want to tear up just thinking about it because it's so special, the chemistry that we had. Everybody brought something different to the table. But we literally could not have done it if one person was missing from that recipe.
And that's important, man. The value of a team, the value of timing, and then also finding the resources to combine that perfect storm of opportunity, but then having the people that see the vision and go for it. Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing that you were also able to go and find all of these amazing speakers, all these sponsors, all these people that came and showed up. For a moment there when you're first putting it out there and putting out the tickets, at first it wasn't necessarily warmly received, but then after time, things started snowballing, if you will, and then getting it to a point now to where you sold it out. Yeah. Like a first premier event sold out. That's something, man.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, you're right. I mean, at the beginning, we've all heard, or maybe you haven't heard, but if you look up the whole Firefest fiasco, back in several years ago, how long? That was several years ago, right? Several years ago and that was a music industry event, but they were doing it on this island, and it ended up being a big scam. But in the beginning, it's all an idea. People are buying an idea. They're paying into the idea of what it's going to be because you don't have speakers lined up. You don't have sponsors lined up. And let me just say this, without our sponsors, we could not have made this happen. Some of our top sponsors, our events powered by FOMO Labs, which is facilitating the NFT auctions. We've got Mandala. We've got Gilded and Emirate. We're all companies that believed in us early on. There was other sponsors that came in towards the end, and they're just as important as well. So I don't want to leave anybody out and too many to say, so check out our website. But I named those specifically because they believed in us early on when we were just a concept. We were an idea. And they were like, yes, I want to sponsor your event. And Mandala Exchange has been a huge help because not only did they offer sponsorship, they provided the lanyard, they provided the swag bags. And on top of that, they brought about 30 people with them, so we couldn't have done it without our team, but we couldn't have done it without everybody, without you guys talking about it, promoting, leading up to the event, the sponsors just really giving us the funding we need to be able to get through this. Cause that's been a lot of hurdles as well. Just not just getting the funds, but being able to access the funds because let's face it, PayPal and banks are not very friendly when you're trying to pay large amounts. So it's like, and reason why we need crypto. So that's why I taught people while they're here, why we need crypto. All right, delete PayPal and install the wallet.
And see, Wayne, so we've now gone through the present. We've gone through the past. There are two big pressing questions we have to answer before we go. And the first of them I want to pose to you is this. What have you learned through this experience of planning this big conference that you think is going to be the biggest lesson that you take into the next one?
Well, in the beginning, we didn't have the resources, so a lot of us were wearing many different hats. Not only did I help bring in a lot of the sponsors, I also booked all the hotel rooms, booked all the flights, handled all the logistics on the back end, or I said not all, like the tech logistics, right? And we couldn't have done it without our team. And someone I forgot to mention earlier, who's not officially a partner, we've hired him to help us, but he probably, we're going to be talking to him some more, but is Oscar Ortega, who is an event planner. He came in towards the end, but he really helped us structure it. If we wouldn't have had him, he really, being in that event space, he knew what we were missing. Game day management, as far as making sure we're ready to go. Logistics, being able to manage the hotel staff, but telling them what we need, the sound staff. So he's been a phenomenal piece as well. But I'm so tired, I'm losing track of my thought here. So
I was going to say, it was just the biggest lesson learned, man.
Oh yeah. So it's really just, is on the next event, we're going to have staff, we're going to be more structured. People are going to have clearly defined roles, but it's really just, if you have everybody and that belief is solidified across everybody that you're working with, you can do it. We had a call a month ago to say, to crunch some numbers, say, can we make this happen or do we need to push it back? Do we need to call every sponsor and everybody's bought a ticket and tell them we're going to push it back? We can't do this right now. It's just not going to happen. And we realized pushing it back a month or two isn't going to help. And we probably would have had a little leeway, and we may have even done it if it wasn't for the fact that there's a Bitcoin conference that's normally in California every year called Bitcoin 2021. And we know what's happening in California. You can't really have events right there. So they moved to Miami in June. So the first week of June, they're doing their event. So if we pushed back close to theirs, we're trying to piggyback, it could have impacted it. So I just learned, like, we got to push forward. Like, we've got to all work together, move towards that vision, and then also just have clearly defined roles of what we're going to do. And honestly, I've been taking notes throughout this whole event. Like, when I get a chance to stop for a second, okay, I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to do that differently. I'm going to have a person, like, I was also the person responding to all the social media accounts and email requests. Like, when someone comments or sends a message, and I literally haven't been able to do that during the event hardly. Some people have gotten responses, some people haven't. So just having a team dedicated for that, for just the little things that we had speed bumps along the way. But other than that, it still turned out great.
But man, that's what being an entrepreneur is all about. And that's what it's like. You throw yourself in the fire, you learn, and you just keep improving. And one of the things I've always admired about you, Wayne, is that, like, you put something in motion and then you find ways to make it happen instead of saying all the ways why it can't. Yeah. And you put the team together that can go and execute and do all of those things. And that's always been an exceptional characteristic of you, man. But you teased it up earlier in one of our conversations, and I'm going to let you tease it up right now. So I hear there might be a part 2 this year.
Yep. V2, Miami Crypto Experience V2. It's currently on, it's not on our website yet, but it's on eventchain.io. And if, not sure when this is going to come out, but if you watch it through the weekend, you can pay in crypto for our next event, October 27th, 28th, 29th. It's going to be just a V2, another experience. We've got a lot more people that we've talked to at this event that want to be involved in the next one they were just attendees here, and now they want their companies to be involved. So it's just something we've got to make happen. So definitely it's going to be in Miami again. We're looking at other venues, other events in other cities, locations. But for right now, that one's set in stone. We've got the framework for it. We got the people lined up, the people in place to do it. And we learned a lot of lessons. So we're looking to make that happen. So if you're watching this, go to eventchain.io. Got some super early bird specials after Sunday of this week, or Sunday of next week. After Sunday, we're gonna put it on the website. The super early bird special ends, but we'll have an early bird special, and we're just gonna start collecting to make that next event happen. And so a lot of people missed it. A lot of people couldn't travel, restrictions. Some people did a lot of crazy stuff just to get here. People that did come from different countries in Asia or Europe that some of them have to go quarantine when they leave here for 14 days. So a lot of people risk a lot to come here. So we want to make sure we can provide that experience again when more people are able to come.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And of course, for everyone listening, make sure you stay cryptocurrent.